Justice League Dark and Wonder Woman: The Witching Hour issue 1, James Tynion the
Mm-hmm.
fourth on writing, with Fernando Blanco, Miguel Medoncha, and Jesus Marino all on the art.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll wrap up this crossover before we do the start of the next thing. So I kind of feel similar to this one that I do about the last few, and I think it's pretty decent, but not necessarily that stand out.
I like this one a little bit more than the last couple, just because it felt like Tinian knew exactly where he was going. He said he was in a holding pattern.
Mm.
The last couple. Um, that said, when you do something like this, I expect there to be lasting effects, and I feel like there's not going to be. Like he traded out the Parliament of Trees for the Parliament of Flowers. I don't think that's gonna stick. You know, like I wish he could, and maybe he can't. Maybe DC has other plans, and this is just part of the storyline. Um, but I like that. I liked the story of where Hecate came from, and
I,
she's.
I think that was the best part of the book, was the story of where
Yeah,
Hecate came from. Wonder Woman dives out of the water in the upside down moon, nether
just
realms.
yeah. We'll just call it the Upside Down.
Yeah.
We're
Um,
full going.
and she finds like the two nicer versions of Hecate,
Yeah,
the
the
younger two
maiden and
versions.
yeah, the maiden and the mother. Is that the other one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Before the crone version,
Yep.
and like there's still a couple of things that don't quite add up for me a little bit. They don't quite
Okay.
click together.
Like.
Like, so why didn't Hecate just try and take over everything way back when she first decided to? Was there a reason for
Um.
that before? I can't
So
remember.
I feel like, and I just feel like it was a poison pill, right?
Okay.
Where they had kept taking advantage of her. So when she's the maiden, she kind of her magic is what gives birth to all the pantheons of gods. And what I like here is what they did in what Jason Aaron did in Thor, that all the gods exists. It's just which ones you choose to believe in that affect you. So her magic gives birth to all of these pantheons of gods, from the Greeks to the Romans to the Norse to all of them, right? And and through that they start to take advantage of her. So then she starts to appeal. She loses her maidenness and becomes the mother, right? And she tries to appeal to the humans, and then of course the humans take advantage of her magic, and they almost enslave her, in that way. So when she becomes the crone, she's this bitter woman that's been taken advantage of too many times. So she decides to turn this magic into a poison pill that'll be their downfall
Just
eventually.
one thing, Matt. Are you sure it was the humans who betrayed her? I thought it was the gods that betrayed her.
Was
It,
it? I read it
uh,
as the humans because they had gone on.
because it was let me find it. Beyond the gods they worship. Because I thought it was who she was meant to marry, who also left her to rot.
Well, I thought that's where her maidenship ended, and that's where became she became the mother. And the way I read it, she became the mother to like foster the humans. So she would put out these little pieces of magic to help them along.
Um, no, because I think that already happened by that point. Because she sort of became the mother when all these other gods kind of rose up, right?
See, so I read this on Wednesday over lunch, so I was also reading it quicker than normal because it was my lunch.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Um, because they kind of turn on her. Everyone kind of turns on her, and that's kind of what turns her down
Yeah.
this path to becoming the evil Hecate that we all kind of know. Um, I think one thing that you've glossed over though that I think is really worth mentioning is that she's essentially the first being of the universe,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, the Upside Down Man is her equivalent of the Dark Multiverse. He
Right.
I said she's the first being of the universe. She's the first being of the
Which I like.
multiverse, just to be
Right.
accurate in that. And then she felt something upside down, and we see the upside down man there. And I like that because that kind of says what the upside down man recognized in Diana that day. Like why he got kind of like interested, not scared. He just got intrigued. He was like, oh, that's inside you, because he recognizes it. Because he knows who that comes from. I think that's interesting. I like that part of it.
Right. I'm just going back to what I read real quick. Yeah, so it was kind of she was taking it out on everybody. But yeah, the inciting incident that turned her to the crone was which I like that Tinian had played with it, was from Greek mythology,
Hmm.
where they replaced Hecate with Demeter, who is the goddess of nature and the seasons and whatnot. Um, and then that's what caused her to scream out in agony, which put her in touch with the Upside Down Man. And that's through where she decided to let magic destroy them.
Yeah,
Um,
because she
yeah,
Because it's funny because it basically reveals that she is kind of the origin of magic in the first place.
yeah, yeah.
In fact, my favorite page of this book is probably that page of her being created at the start of the multiverse.
Hmm.
It's such a pretty page
Yeah,
of just her in the cosmos, the cloud,
yeah.
the cloud in the space, and the
Hmm.
spark of light. It's a really pretty page. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
But the actual resolution just kind of felt like quick to me, I guess. Diana regains control of her
Hmm.
body. Um, after of course everyone's trying to kill her because basically the
Yeah.
Justice League Dark realize they have to kill her and fight her, but she kind of wakes
Right.
back up and just kind of unleashes they defeat her by getting Zatanna to use her magic, which opens the door to the Netherworld, which brings in the
Hmm.
Upside Down Man, and the Upside Down Man feasts upon her. So he's still a threat. He still exists. He's
Right.
still a problem, obviously, but and I like that
Well,
resolution.
and yeah, and so is Naboo. Because we still got to find out why he opened the door to the Upside Down Man, the gods of
Mm.
order. You know, so that's still out there lingering.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
think the issue suffers a little bit from being a bit overstuffed. I think Tynan in this particular issue overwrote it at times. Uh, there's some pages with a lot of boxes, with a lot of like magic mumbo jumbo being explained. It's a bit over expository for me in places.
Mhm.
So it did sag at parts this issue, I thought.
Yeah.
Especially, I liked the Hecate stuff, and I liked how she was defeated ultimately. But it was a bit quick. Like I almost could have had more of a chase when the Upside Down Man showed up. Like maybe making more out
Yeah.
of it as opposed to just he's here one panel and then the next panel he's sinking his teeth into her. And I guess that's supposed to show that he's that dangerous. It's that quick. But
Right.
you know,
Well, I do like where it leaves the relationship between Zatanna and Diana, though, because Diana realizes, like, while she comes from magic and the mystics, she has no understanding of it like Zatanna does. So, like, yes, she can lead the team, but she's going to need, like, a lieutenant that knows what's going on.
yeah,
And so I do like that it got to there because that was always my question of why is Wonder Woman leading this team? Because she doesn't like, yeah, she deals with like the gods and whatnot, but it's never been like an outright magic book. Um, so here, I like that Tinian kind of put that into place. You know,
yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it well enough. I think the crossover as a whole felt a bit too long for what it was, but also over expository. That could have used more time to like breathe those ideas a little bit.
yeah, like
Um,
I feel like we could have gotten another two issues instead of this one big one, like a whole issue of Hecate's origin. I wouldn't have been adverse to that.
yeah, I would have I would have condensed two of the previous issues into one and then given us a full
Yeah,
issue of the backstory. That would have maybe been a better
yeah,
idea. So I think managing the distribution of information was a bit weird. It felt a bit almost Snydery in that respect. It was just too much
yeah. Which
thrown at me in terms
which
of
does make
concepts.
sense that Tinian is a disciple of
That's true.
Snyder.
But he's not
And
usually as bad as Snyder, though. You know.
no, no, no. But you can see him falling into that. You know,
Yeah.
not I don't say a crutch, but like that's his parachute, if you will. Like, oh, I got to get out of this. How am I gonna do it? Oh, I'm gonna add exposition,
Yeah.
which I know annoys most people. I don't mind it as much, except when I'm trying to read this over lunch and I have a limited time,
Yeah.
and I'm rushing and I miss things.
So the final reveal of the book is that Cersei is the final of the five
Which marked.
the witch marked, yeah. And
Yeah.
she, because the others, it's kind of Jet Li the one, because the other four have given up the power. All of it's went to her, and now she has the power of Hecate. So
Did you
Cersei's gonna,
just say like in Jet Li's The One?
yes,
That might be the first time that's been brought up on the show.
on this show for sure. In history, probably not.
No, but just yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that's what I heard.
Well, yeah, because the plot of that movie is that he's killing all the other versions of himself, and every time he does it,
In
he
the
gets
multiverse,
stronger. So I'm
right?
just kind of like that. That's how I'm not dying, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's similar.
Also Highlander. You could have gone with Highlander.
I could have.
I mean, but this plays at the multiverse. Anyways, I just didn't want that to be lost to
Yes,
either. So
but she's going to be a big threat in Justice League Dark
yeah,
going forward.
but
That's clear.
which I like because now she is kind of Cersei's the de facto goddess of magic.
Mm, yeah. So I
So
mean, we knew she was up to something. We said that as soon as
yeah,
she was helping. We were like, oh no, she's up to something.
yeah.
She's got an agenda here. Something's going on. And that seems to be what it is. So now she's the most powerful being in the goddamn planet. So we'll see how
Yeah,
that shapes
but
up.
when it comes to the Upside Down Man, I like knowing that Cersei can fight him if necessary because she's willing.
Mm.
You know, I feel like she's willing to fight dirty
Oh
if
yeah,
necessary.
I
So
expect so. I like some of the destruction pages early on when Nana Parbat's just like
yeah, it
crumbling
becomes the
and
necropolis,
yeah,
that was pretty cool.
new buildings are forming and all the rest of it. That stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely feel like this is the rebirth day of Judgment, where we destroyed magic to replace it with something different for the sake of.
mm,
I don't want to say for the sake of change, 'cause that makes it sound too willy nilly, but like magic in the DCU has gotten stale because no one's been using it. Tinian comes in and is like, well, these are the new rules, kind of like Chance did with Day of Judgment. So I like where that left off because we have Rama Tut staying with Madame Xanadu in London. Uh, because she was separated into the different monks. So they're all going to be staying there. So it adds these little pieces, and I like that we can kind of see different things Tinian is seeing, even if he doesn't get to them himself.
yeah, I will say that this crossover is definitely my least favorite part of Justice League Dark so far. Though I prefer the 3 issues we got before the crossover. I think are better than this crossover.
Yeah, and I think that's a good, I don't want to say a good sign, but that is a sign of going forward. Like we're gonna get away from this, and we're gonna see what's going on. But yeah, no, a lot of fun. I liked what I read, even as messy as it was. I did enjoy the places that it went. So I'm looking forward to more Justice League Dark.
Yeah. All right. That's right. Justice League Dark then. What you giving it?
7.5.
Yeah, we're going to straight 7. I feel like that's kind of how I feel about the crossover as a whole. It's like a 7